All right, ready for another deep dive? Today we're heading into Dandadan territory
Oh, yeah.
to explore a character who's got fans buzzing,
Uh,
Momo Ayase.
she's,
We've got a ton of sources about her,
yeah,
and it looks like this high school girl is dealing with way more than just pop quizzes.
more than just pop quizzes, that's for sure.
Aliens, ghosts, and some serious psychic powers are all in the mix.
She's really something else.
Yeah, and she's really flipping the script on the whole typical anime heroine thing.
Totally.
So strong, smart, not afraid to fight.
I mean, she's basically unstoppable.
Literally. So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
Growing up with her grandmother, Seiko, who was a spirit medium.
Right.
No wonder Momo was totally into the supernatural, right?
It's in her blood.
It's in her blood. But here's the twist. That whole spirit medium upbringing, which makes her a total badass later on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it actually made her a target for bullies when she was a kid.
Really? Wow, that's kind of...
Yeah, it's like the thing that makes her strong is also the thing that made her a victim.
Right. That's pretty ironic when you think about it.
Total irony. You see how it shaped her, right? Zero tolerance for bullies.
Yeah, she's fiercely protective.
Fiercely. And that's what leads her to Okarun.
Okarun, the alien enthusiast.
Total alien enthusiast. The opposite of Momo's ghost hunting world.
Yeah, they're like complete opposites.
Total opposite.
Polar opposites.
They make this bet to prove each other wrong.
Classic.
But then Dandadan throws a curveball. They're both right.
What?
Aliens 88 ghosts are real.
No way. So they're both thrown into this crazy world.
A world way more bizarre and dangerous than they ever imagined together.
Together. That's got to be interesting.
Talk about a rivalry turned upside down.
Yeah.
And you know what else? This whole encounter, it awakens Momo's psychic powers.
Whoa, hold on. So the dude obsessed with UFOs is the reason she becomes this psychic powerhouse.
It's wild, right? Like
There's
destiny.
a whole lot of interdimensional weirdness.
It's definitely weirdness, but we're not just talking like sensing spirits here. We're talking full-blown psychokinesis.
Oh, yeah, she's strong.
Yeah, Momo can move stuff with her mind.
Like really move it.
Like really move it.
Look at fire trucks.
Fire trucks. But she wasn't born with like complete mastery over it, right?
No, not at all.
So how did it develop?
Well, the sources describe this psychic grip that she develops.
Psychic grip?
It's like an extension of her own hands, but, invisible and way stronger.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Oh, for sure. Invisible, super strong hands.
What would that even feel like?
It's actually directly tied to her physical strength.
What?
So the harder she grips with those psychic hands, the more strain she feels in her actual hands.
Oh, so it's not like effortless.
Not at all. And if that grip is broken,
Yeah.
she feels pain, real pain.
Ouch.
That's
Yeah.
a vulnerability that adds a whole other layer to her abilities.
So she can't just go chucking buildings around without consequences.
Exactly. It takes a real toll on her.
It's like a constant high-stakes workout, both physically and
Well,
mentally.
it makes you wonder how someone would even train for that.
Right. Like, is there a psychic gym somewhere?
You mean Momo's got a secret training regimen we don't know about?
That would be interesting.
Ugh.
But speaking of training, what's with this tri-beam attack?
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, it sounds kind of intense and a little embarrassing.
It's definitely unique.
Definitely unique.
So this is where Momo's personality really comes out, It's a powerful energy blast that she unleashes.
Powerful. Okay.
But the inspiration for it,
Yeah.
her love for the actor, Ken Takakura.
Wits.
Yeah. And she takes one of his famous lines, channels that fangirl energy, and boom, devastating attack.
So she's weaponizing her fandom.
Basically. It's amazing.
That's dedication.
Hmm.
But she can use her powers for more than just offense, too.
Oh, yeah, way more.
Like, what about when she helped Okarun with that curse?
Right. She can suppress curses. She's even performed CPR with her psychokinesis.
CPR with her mind.
With her mind. She's also accidentally dove into someone's memories once. It's crazy.
So she's a psychic powerhouse and a multitasker.
Definitely.
But there's more to Momo than raw power, right? She's got brains, too.
Oh, absolutely. She's incredibly smart.
Like, how did she stop that volcanic eruption?
Well, that's the Daijatown incident, and it's a perfect example of her strategic thinking.
Okay, lay it on me.
So picture this, volcanic eruption, chaos everywhere, and there's this giant cryptid called the Tsuchinoko.
A what?
The Tsuchinoko is like this giant snake-like creature.
Okay, giant snake creature, got it.
It's spewing phlegm everywhere, just adding to the chaos.
Charming. So what does Momo do?
Most people would run, but not Momo.
Of course not.
She figures out a way to draw the Tsuchinoko out of hiding using the fire department's hoses.
Clever.
Then she uses her knowledge of local legends and the creature's anatomy.
Wait, she knows about giant snake anatomy.
Apparently. And she comes up with this crazy plan to use the Tsuchinoko's carcass to stop the eruption.
Hold on, she stops a volcano with a giant worm.
Basically, she uses its body to channel hot spring water, which cools the lava.
That's incredible and risky.
Oh, incredibly risky. It was a huge gamble, but it worked.
So is she a calculated risk taker or just someone who jumps headfirst into danger?
It's hard to say. It's probably a bit of both.
Right? Because she seems to assess the situation and come up with a plan.
Always has a plan, no matter how wild it is.
But she's also impulsive, especially when it comes to protecting her friends.
Definitely. She's got that protective instinct.
It's that duality that's so fascinating.
Totally agree. And it's not just about her powers or her strategic mind.
There's more.
Oh, yeah. Momo's got this whole web of relationships that are super important to her.
Right, the relationships. Let's talk about Grandma Seiko. They have that playful banter.
Like a sitcom family.
Exactly. But you can see how much they care about each other.
Definitely a strong bond.
It's a bond built on shared supernatural beliefs and probably some pretty wild family dinners.
I can imagine. And then there's Okarun.
Oh, Okarun. They start off as rivals, but
There's something brewing there, right?
I mean, the chemistry is undeniable. They challenge each other, they bicker, they save each other's lives.
It's a classic anime dynamic.
Classic with a supernatural twist.
And let's not forget Era Shiratori.
Oh, right. We've got a love triangle situation.
Classic love triangle, except with psychic powers and alien encounters.
Okay, how does Momo handle that? Because she clearly has feelings for Okarun.
Well, there's definitely some jealousy, a little denial, maybe even some pettiness.
Sounds about right for a teenager with psychic powers.
But beneath all the bickering, there's this grudging respect building between Momo and Era.
So it's complicated.
It's complicated, but it also makes for some hilarious moments.
Totally agree. So we've got strong-willed, compassionate psychic powerhouse who can stop volcanic eruptions, quote Ken Takakura, and navigate a love triangle.
All before dinner, probably.
What's not to love?
Right. She's amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
She's a real shonen hero, but with a twist.
Totally. But let's go back to those psychic powers for a second.
Oh, the glowing hands, moving fire trucks.
Yeah, all that. How does it actually work?
So Dandadan actually gets pretty specific about this.
Okay.
It's not just random telekinesis.
Mm-hmm.
Momo's powers are connected to auras.
Auras.
Think of it as an energy field around everything.
Around everything.
People, objects, even those yokai creatures.
So she can actually see these auras.
Exactly. That's how she knows what to grab with those psychic hands.
Wow, that's trippy.
In the beginning, she could only control what she could see, which was limiting.
Makes sense.
But then her abilities grow, she gets finer control,
Uh-huh.
and she's even manipulating auras she can't physically see anymore.
Seriously. So she's got like psychic muscle memory or something?
It's wild, but what happens when she's trying to control something huge, like a giant monster?
Yeah, does she like hit a psychic limit?
Remember, her powers are linked to her physical strength.
Right.
The harder those psychic hands have to grip, the more strain she feels in her real hands.
It's like a super-powered workout.
With way higher stakes.
Definitely higher stakes, no pain, no game. Right.
Except in Momo's case, the pain could be pretty bad.
Yeah, for sure. So those vulnerabilities make things interesting.
Oh yeah, there was even one incident where her psychic hands were severed.
Severed, like cut off. How is that even possible?
It shows how connected her powers are to her overall well-being.
Her well-being.
Yeah, so if she's injured, exhausted, even emotionally drained,
Uh-huh.
it affects her abilities.
Interesting. So healing for Momo isn't just about physical wounds.
It's mental and emotional too.
It makes you wonder what pushes her to keep going.
Right.
It can't just be about winning fights.
No, it goes deeper than that.
So what is it?
Well, think about her relationships.
Okay, the relationships?
She might tease Okarun a lot,
She does tease him.
but she's fiercely protective of him and her other friends.
That's true, and her bond with her grandmother is so strong.
Rock solid, even when they bicker.
Yeah, it's like they have this foundation of love and support that gives her strength.
And then there's Era.
The love triangle.
It might be played for last, but it shows how much Momo cares about Okarun.
Right. She's not going to let another girl just steal her friend.
So it's not just about saving the world.
It's personal.
It's about protecting the people she loves, no matter what.
That's pretty heroic. But her compassion extends beyond her close circle.
Oh, definitely.
Remember acrobatic Silky?
The spider yokai.
Yeah, with the tragic backstory.
Momo actually dove into her memories.
Right. She experienced Silky's pain and saw everything that led her to become a yokai.
It's a huge moment, showing how her powers can be used for empathy.
So empathy becomes a weapon.
In a way, it allows her to understand the why behind a villain's actions.
So even in a world full of supernatural chaos, human connection is still key.
Absolutely. It's a powerful message.
Okay, so Momo is complex with incredible powers, loyalty, and empathy. Nobody's perfect, right?
Yeah.
What are her flaws?
Well, she can be impulsive,
Mm-hmm.
stubborn, quick to anger.
That's like a teenager.
She is a teenager.
Yeah.
And that fire can be both good and bad.
Right. Her strategies can be brilliant, but risky.
Like the volcano incident.
Exactly. She was playing with fire, literally.
But her flaws make her relatable.
True, she's not some perfect superhero.
She makes mistakes, gets frustrated, even acts petty sometimes.
But she's always learning and growing.
Exactly, and that's what makes her journey so captivating.
We see her struggle, celebrate her wins, even laugh at her missteps.
It's like watching a friend go through a supernatural boot camp.
Intense boot camp.
Yeah.
And her training is far from over. We've only seen a glimpse of her potential.
What do you think the future holds for Momo?
I think those psychic abilities are going to keep evolving.
You think so?
Remember when she went full power and was practically glowing?
Oh, yeah.
I bet we'll see more of that.
Exciting. And what about her personal life? Will she and Okarun finally get together?
I'm rooting for them.
Oh.
But with Era around, it's going to be messy.
For sure. And don't forget the Serpo.
The interdimensional baddies.
They're a constant threat. Do you think she'll ever defeat them?
The Serpos are tough, but if anyone can outsmart them, it's Momo.
She's got the brains, the brawn, and the heart.
And she's got that Ken Takakura inspiration.
Don't underestimate the power of a good catchphrase.
Or a well-placed Mo tri-beam.
I think you're right. Momo's journey is about finding strength in unexpected places.
Her love for her friends, her quirky fandom.
Even her flaws.
We've been through a lot with Momo, haven't we?
We have, from bullied kid to a psychic powerhouse.
It's been one wild ride.
She really shows what resilience is all about.
Doesn't she? No matter what gets thrown at her, she just keeps going.
Life, the supernatural world, nothing stops her.
And it's inspiring to see she's not afraid to show that she's not perfect.
Yeah, she's got vulnerabilities.
Makes mistakes, gets frustrated.
Loses her temper sometimes.
But she always gets back up, keeps fighting for what she believes in.
That's what makes her so relatable. She's not this untouchable superhero.
Yeah, she's flawed. She's human.
Well, as human as you can get when you're battling interdimensional beings anyway.
True. And in a genre that's often all about power, Momo's story shows us something different.
It's not just about brute force.
It's about emotional intelligence, strategic thinking, and those connections with others.
Finding your power in the unexpected.
Yeah. And for Momo, it's her love for her family and friends.
Her passion for those Ken Takakura movies.
And even learning from her own mistakes.
So thinking about all this, what stands out to you about Momo's story?
What resonates with you?
Is it her loyalty? Her courage? Maybe her sense of humor in crazy situations?
We've covered a lot. Her origins, her powers, even her taste in movies.
But there's so much more to explore.
We've just scratched the surface.
Dandadan is still going. Momo's journey isn't over.
And that's exciting. She keeps evolving, pushing the boundaries of what it means to be a hero.
In a world that's anything but normal.
Okay, but here's a thought to leave you with.
Okay, I'm listening.
We've seen Momo embrace her psychic abilities, but what if she starts to question them?
Question them?
The source of her powers. What if she has to face the darker side of the supernatural?
Oh, that's a good question. Will her faith be tested?
Will she have to make tough choices?
Choices that challenge everything she believes in.
We'll have to wait and see what's next for Momo.
What challenges and triumphs await.
But one thing's for sure, she's a character who'll stay with us.
Inspiring us to find our own strength.
Embrace our imperfections.
So maybe even rewatch a few Ken Takakura classics.
Maybe even try to develop our own Mo tri-beam.
Just be careful where you aim it.
If you enjoyed the episode, like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.